Now, let me tell you, people do not give a shit about the police anymore. When the mobs were doing their shit, burning shops and whatever, the cops were there, and they were not afraid of the cops. Because you know what? The cops come with water cannons. And when the cops came with water cannons, the mob got even more excited. Because now it's like a day of Ushaka wet and wild. People don't worry. Huh? The biggest problem with water cannons is that they fire water. Like those water cannons were hooked up to sewage tankers. The results are going to be a lot different. Because as much as may want 8% increase in like the Kasatu strike or whatever, right? He doesn't want to get shit in his face to get 8%. Can you imagine the news? 10,000 Kasatu workers converged on the streets of Johannesburg today, but were quickly dispersed when police unleashed the shit cannons. Then we have no whole new line of human rights abuses. ETV, what happened to you, sir? What did the police do to you? No, the police came and they were shitting us. They came and they were shitting. They shit me and they shit my friend. He's lying now, he's sleeping for the floor. They're shitting dead. Maybe Marikana wouldn't have been that violent if they had the shit cannon. I love Durban, man. I was so happy to be back in Durban. You know, I recently got back my first international gig here in Dubai. Give me a round of applause for that. I'll tell you, that was a big deal for me, right? That was a huge deal for me because, I mean, I've been operating locally. That's where I've been operating, right? I'm talking about Phoenix, Chatsworth, Shallcross. I mean, you know, the first, like, maybe Joburg, PE. You know, I get to fly. They took me business class, right? Business class. They booked me business class. I was excited because I don't get to fly these fancy airliners, right? I'm normally flying. I'm building my mango miles. I'm getting a free trip to PE one of these days. So I was excited. I'm going to Dubai, except they double booked business class. So now I'm in economy. And let me tell you, economy is cut no matter which airline you fly. Because you know why? They squeeze you into economy. Huh? It's capital class. They don't call it the Airbus for nothing. They will squeeze you in. And I tell you, the average ass in the world is expanding by several inches, right? But the average economy class seat is actually getting more narrow. It doesn't make sense. And I'm a big O, but they squeeze me in between two even bigger O's. Now I'm like this, right? Now the thing is, when you squeeze in between two big O's, it becomes a battle for who can get the armrest. And I'm thinking now, half an hour into flight, you know, this is a weird armrest. I look down, it's actually this old stomach. Then another thing about economy class is clunk. There's a word we use in Durban, clunk. Then you get on the plane, economy class, you get that PO. You just walk and you get clouted by that PO. It's like, ooh. And you know what's going to be a long flight? This happened, right? We fly and it's just always clunking on the plane. It's so bad, even the O's from India are complaining. And now, we are over the Indian Ocean, nowhere to run. This guy decided to take his shoes off. Those oxygen masks started dropping from the roof. So I get out to Dubai and I'm excited now. Who do I see at the Dubai airport? Coming back from the World Cup after losing the World Cup, Pakistan cricket team. And I was like, wow, I'm excited now. Because I grew up in the 90s. When you grew up in 90s South Africa, you supported two teams as an non-white. You supported South Africa and India or South Africa and Pakistan. And I like Pakistan, but Pakistan always knew the outcome of a game before it even happened. So I wanted to talk to these mothers now. But the manager says, no, they don't speak good English. I said, no, man, these guys speak very good English. I've seen them giving TV interviews all the time, and these guys are speaking English. He says, no, what happens is they memorize certain English phrases in anticipation of what they might be asked in an interview. I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing. Except the one day in Sharjah, they caught the Pakistan captain out completely unaware. They asked him something unrelated to cricket. He gave them a rehearsed answer. They're like, right now we have the winning captain. Before we even talk about the game, congratulations, we heard your wife is pregnant. This guy just heard congratulations. He's like, all the credit to my team. For putting in great effort. Especially Afridi, who played a very good knock in the middle. Even after he went out, the others went in and they continued. Coach was very, very excited. Hopefully next week they'll do the same thing. I love me some Pakistanis in South Africa. Seriously, I love Pakistanis. I promise you, I live in Overport. The Overport Sparks Road is now officially part of Pakistan. There's a United Nations ruling that says that if there's more than 3 chicken tikka places in 100 meters, that road becomes part of Pakistan. Then the people want to chase away Pakistanis. Who's going to give you a haircut for $30? But these ones aren't giving haircuts, they're doing everything. And I tell you, us South Africans are lazy. We mustn't be xenophobic because we are lazy. These ones work hard, they come here with nothing, right? These ones are like what do you do? What do you do for a living? Yeah, what do you do for a living? No, no. You look like you got a job. You got a job? You sell sweets, that's what you do, right? Pakistani all diversifies, they do many different businesses. You get a chicken tikka and a haircut in the same place. Sometimes even by the same O. You go there, he's kind of I see, coming 2 minutes. No, chicken tikka, not go ahead. They're so diverse. I went to the Pakistani restaurant, I'm hearing people placing orders. The guy come in the shop, they're like, give 2 quarter chicken tikka, 3 DVD, 2 passport, 1 marriage license. And the guy back goes, sorry sir, we don't do marriage on Thursday, come tomorrow after mask. Pakistanis on Facebook. Huh? Did you know, I did something so interesting about Pakistan the other day. I love little interesting facts. Pakistan has the highest internet porn consumption in the world. Can you believe that? Now I know why they produce so many good spin bowlers. Bowling. Shabash, Taklin, shabash. These guys are amazing, man. And they're on Facebook. Single ladies, don't ever be afraid that you're never ever going to settle down, that nobody's ever going to marry you. A Pakistani will marry you. They need the papers. I got this niece, she put herself up on this dating website. Within 2 days, 20 Pakistani guys messaged her. And the one guy was like particularly persistent. He was turning on the charm. Huh? He's like, you're so beautiful girl, like from heaven. I want to take you to Pakistan. I want to make you wife. I'm very, very wealthy man in Pakistan. Please send me airtime voucher number. I'm finishing now. And she ignored him. And this guy started to get like, no, come on, please just give one chance. Take you for the coffee. I just want to show you I'm a very good gentleman. I want to make you princess. She ignored him. Then he started singing like Bollywood lyrics and everything. And she started to ignore. They started to say, please just give one chance, please, I'm asking for coffee, 1 chance. Eventually, after about 2 months, this guy just cracked it, please, you have to marry me, papers expiring next week. I love that we have a diverse bunch of people in South Africa. I come from a diverse background. I'm actually part Indian, part Cape Malay with a sprinkling of Dutch. And you laugh, right? But it makes my life complicated because most of the forms that I fill in, they don't actually have that. So for convenience sake, I've been putting colored. Except when I'm applying for credit. Then I am definitely not colored. Then I ask, what as what can be? Because I got Afrikaans surname, I get away with that shit. Boomgaard, you know, hey, when you're sending your loan applications across the internet, you know, on email, they see, hey, a white surname, hey, thumbs up, right? Now tick the white box there, you know. If you don't know how a brown guy ends up with an Afrikaans surname, just picture the scene many years ago. Jan van Riebeeck and his friends sailing into Table Bay after a long cruise, away from anything remotely resembling a woman. And Jan van Riebeeck turned around and looked at his friends and went, remember boys, what happened in the Cape, stay in the Cape. Of course, what happened in the Cape didn't stay in the Cape. It spread to Wentworth. Eldorado Park. But I tell you, hey, sometimes I went to a white school at one point, right? And hey, we changed. Us brown people started going to white schools. Back in the old days, we called it white school. Now it's Model C. It was white school, you know. When we started going to white school, we changed, you know. A couple of us picked up accents from nowhere, particularly the Charos, Charos come with accents from nowhere. I just little niece, you know. She like, before she went to white school, like, hey, you going shop? Take me shop on you. Take me shop on you. 1 week in the Westfield girl, she's like, my name's Krishna Veni. But you can call me Amy. Oh my God. But funny thing about all the chopstickies with the white accents, eh? Hey, when in throngs of passion, they go back to their mother tongue, back to their dialect, eh? There is no twanging then. And they're like, hey, Hande, finish, faster, hey, finish me, hey, finish me. Oh, you're finishing me, hey. Hey, are you finishing me? Then they forget to twang then. Then the twang goes away very quickly. I think the danger comes in when you start thinking white. Like it happened to a friend of mine, Ernest, he's a black guy. We were in public school together before we went to DHS. He was like, hey man, it's our last week in the school, but we must play soccer this weekend. Eh? It was our last week. 1 week in DHS, I met up with the Zoe. I was like, how's it, Ernest? He's like, hi, how's it been? You playing rugby on Saturday, huh? Okay, we go Sharks, huh? Get Sharks. Like, geez, what happened to your blackness, bro? After like 6 years in a white school, Ernest became so unblack. He became like a paranoid white person. I was in his house, sitting, chilling, doing nothing. You know, next thing he heard somebody talking Zulu in the kitchen. This was such a big fright. He died, he hit the alarm. ADT, Metro Police, everybody came to the house there, right? This is in the white area. Because in the Indian area, ADT makes you wait. Because in the Indian area, the ADT guard is at Johnny's. Yeah, fuck these on top, bunny. So ADT, Metro Police, everybody came to the house, and he felt like such a fool because he came down the stairs. He's like, oh, Dad, it's just you. I thought it was one of those black eggs. Oh my God, hey. Oh my gosh, Dad, go Sharks, huh? Go Sharks. Schools are making kids soft. Kids are so soft. Kids are there, just soft, I'm telling you. Out there, we were hard, you know why? We had public schooling. And back in the old days, public schooling put you right. Your parents didn't even need to beat you, because public school did it for them. Yeah? We didn't have an OBE education and all that. We had club first, talk later education. You got moved. Your parents outsourced you to the school. Between 8 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon, your backside belonged to the principal. And no matter how much you got moved, you never told your father because you get moved for getting moved. Sometimes you got moved, you didn't even know why you were getting moved. I was sitting playing my Lego, next thing I got a club for my father. I'm like, Daddy, what's that for? Just think about it. Preemptive mood. Big family function coming up, you get moved in case you misbehave. Playing a Lego, Daddy, what's that for? In case I forget later on. And we never had Mnet, so our only entertainment was seeing our siblings get a hiding. Hey, I used to relish that. Oh, when it's time to get a hiding, you know, my brother's turn, hey, I used to get excited, go get popcorn and everything. When it was my turn, hey, the shoe was on the other foot, it was hectic. Because my father would be like, tell my brother, say, fetch a stick. Go fetch me a stick from outside. Remember that? Go fetch me a stick, go fetch me a stick. My young parents know shit about raising kids. You're too frightened to get them. Our parents just threaten to give us a hiding and we'll shit ourselves. Then when you start screaming in the shopping market, in the supermarket aisle, your mother just give you that look. Wait till you get home. Wait, because you never wanted to get that shopping aisle, the supermarket aisle hiding. You know, because that was embarrassing. Isn't that a 5-year-old? That was embarrassing, getting a hiding in the supermarket. Because somehow, suddenly the whole supermarket is witnessing it. It's like they announced their shit on the intercom. Attention shoppers, a mother is mooring a child in aisle 3. There's a mooring going on now, to be a special mooring in aisle 3. It's embarrassing, you don't want to see that. Young parents, hey, every function I go to, there's always one child there, running around like a f***ing animal. You see that? And no one knows whose lighting this is. No one knows, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. Even the mother acts like she didn't know whose child it is. She carry on chowing. If you catch her out, you ask her, what's wrong with your child? She'll give you this excuse. My child's hyperactive. Because hyperactive now is apparently the medical condition to explain bastard child behavior. Hyperactive. Because in the old days, we never had hyperactive. active in the old days, they moved you until you were inactive. Another thing, young parents, please stop doing this thing. You're doing this thing at the moment. Young parents, you can't stop doing this thing. Please stop making dom children. The 90s is dom now. That is a problem. If you look at the dom graph of the last 10 years, that thing is plummeting, bruh. That can't get 30% in matric. Forget 30% in matric, can't even get to matric. And the parents make excuses, I don't know what's wrong, he can't focus, he's got ADD. Attention deficit disorder, ADD now, you know? No, not ADD, you just don't. 16 years old in standard 2, that's not ADD. Parents, every excuse a child with ADD, OCD, DSCD, everything except brains. I'll tell you what the biggest problem here is, right? Kids get spoiled. Kids get spoiled. That's the problem. Kids are spoiled. I don't care if you disagree with me. Fuck you. Kids get spoiled. We're not here to disagree. Kids are spoiled. My friend's got a 4-year-old kid, right? 4-year-old kid. The kid's turning 4 years old. Birthday's coming up. I asked him, what can I get your child for his 4th birthday? I don't know what 4-year-olds like these days. I don't know. So he tells me, I think you like the iPhone 6. iPhone 6, my ass! Like he's 4 years old, come on! Huh? Like how you get a phone that's older than you? You 4 that I am an iPhone 6. I got my first cell phone at the age of 16. And it wasn't even a cell phone by today's definition of the word cell phone. It was one of those Motorola half bricks hand-me-downs from my father. Do you remember those? Give me a round of applause if you had one of those bricks. Those things were so big, you couldn't even open it in the house. You had to go outside, you had to open that flap first, right? Then the second step was to open that aerial. And that's how long it took. And if your Indian neighbor checks you, you get excited. Hey, you're going shell fishing, is that? No, I'm just making a phone call. It was so big, you could use it in self-defense. Huh? You could wrap it in a doily and put it as a doorstop. Seriously, you could move. My father got his brick stolen once, right? This all started running. My father started chasing. Hey, about 500 meters away, this all was like, take the thing. But we were proud of it. We used to wear those bricks on our belts, you remember? Hey, if you got a cell phone in the 90s, you wore that thing on your belt, eh? My father got knee problems now, that thing was so fucking heavy. And we were so thrilled. It only had 2 ringtones. Ring, ring, and... Pick what you want. Pick which one you want. Pick it. Then something called polyphonic ringtones came out. You remember that? Yeah? We got really excited. It sounded like shit. But we got excited because now you could at least change it. Polyphonic ringtone was like, hey, exactly. Listen, listen. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. I was like, what's that, bro? Oh, it's good. No, it's not. But what I loved about the old cell phones, you charge it once a week on a Sunday night, it lasts the whole week. Now you make one phone call, you're like, beep, beep, and like, gonna charge the thing. Things like charge it half the day. We're going back to landlines now. All of a sudden like this, like talking conversations like this. And now, it's an actual panic, as human beings now. We've gotten so used to cell phones that there's an actual medical condition of fear. It's called nomophobia, the fear of being out of cell phone contact. It's a medical thing, you can look it up, huh? That's why we shit ourselves when we're on one bar. We start losing our minds. We start looking for plugs like there's a life support machine or some shit. Huh? Going crazy. Guys start developing like trembling and shit when they're battered on one bar. They always have one friend. Everyone knows one guy in a group who's always on one bar. If he's a child, his name is probably one bar also. That old guy's like, hey, Sacred and that. Hey, who's Sacred? No, one bar. Hey, one bar! We're like drug addicts. Everyone has that relative that comes to their house when the phone is dying, He doesn't even greet you. He just comes up here. Where's the charger? 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 No charger! No charger! They call it the cell phone, but nobody's actually making phone calls on these things anymore. Nobody wants to hear from you. Don't phone anybody. They don't want to hear from you. They don't want to hear. Have you ever had, have you ever noticed how awkward cell phone conversations have become these days? And you phone someone, it's like, hey, how you doing? He said, how are you? No, I'm okay, and you? How you doing? No, I'm okay. What's happening? No, I'm just phoning you. Oh, okay. I'll WhatsApp you, okay? Because everyone's on WhatsApp now. Have you seen people like this? This is what we are now as people. You're sitting here, some of you looking straight in my face with your fingers are moving like this. It's an involuntary human action now. It's like, your fingers like, just like this. Crazy people, crazy people. The other day, my friend Pranesh at work, his finger was moving like this. He didn't even have a phone in his hand. Now the WhatsApp has 200 of these little pictures. Now I'm under pressure to use this because if you don't use it, people get upset with you. Why aren't you using the emoticons? Why? Why aren't you using smiley faces? Why? Huh? I get cross with you. I had a conversation with my friend the other day. He said, hey, how's that smiley face? I replied, I'm okay, and you? He was like, oh, I don't like the tone you're messaging me. I'll tell you how it's useful, right? Married men, you know how angry your wife is with you by the face that she's using on WhatsApp. If it's just that sad face, you're still okay, you can make it up with flowers or chocolate or whatever. But if it's that red, angry face, you are finished. I can never get used to the idea. People are trying to have business conversations on WhatsApp. Have you noticed that? People, they'll message you. Like someone messaged me for this, like, how much tickets for show? She said, no, hello, whatever. How much tickets for show? Now I'm going to have an actual engagement with this human being on WhatsApp. I don't know who he is, haven't met him, but now I'm going to do business with him on WhatsApp. But it doesn't stop there. The other day, a police officer messaged me on WhatsApp to call me in for questioning about a crime that happened in the area. On WhatsApp. I was thinking, how cheap, first of all, is the SAP gone? Secondly, you're a police officer. You cannot use smiley faces. She's like, hey, smiley face, can you come to the station tomorrow? I'd like to leave early at 10:30 a.m. Winky smiley face. I'm a first officer of the law. You cannot use winky smiley faces. What if I was wanted for a serious crime like murder or something? Would she still use winky smiley faces? Like, hey, angry face, we are coming to police car, picture you. And handcuff, picture you. So wait there, angry face. And I'll be like, lol, too late, I'm already aeroplane picture, winky smiley face. We gone cheap. We're still so cheap. You're all cheap. People are cheap. 2015, I'm telling you. What's your name? Right, you can understand you for being cheap, you're unemployed, right? 2015, people giving each other missed calls. In the year 2015, you give your friends, you give missed calls, don't they? You give missed calls. 2015. Leave the Jew alone. A Jew that came down there, man. 2015, giving each other missed calls. How cheap are you going to be to give each other missed calls in this day and age? 2015, huh? Where do missed calls even come from? It's such an idiotic idea, huh? To give each other. It's the first time in history we deliberately failed to communicate with each other. We intentionally, we decided not to call the person. We just hung up. It's a missed call. I'm trying to think, how far does this tradition actually go back? I wonder in the old days, like, what was the first missed call? Probably somebody knocking you on your door and running away. We used to give spam missed calls when you were like this. But if we go further back, like what came before, like telegrams and all, and proper mail and everything? Messenger pigeons, carrier pigeons. That's what we were using. I wonder if people gave each other missed calls with carrier pigeons. Imagine you in the 16th century or some shit, standing on a castle waiting for a message. Here this fucking pigeon lands, right? Like, look, it's word from the armies in the north. You open the message, fuck all written there. Lord Wilfred is a cheap arsehole. He must be out of airtime. Because that's where the idea of airtime probably comes from, right? There's only a finite number of trips that these pigeons could make before they drop dead from exhaustion, right? And probably just like today, there's probably a guy walking around the market in the old days with his pigeon that's like half dead, you know? Like, check it, bro, I need to borrow your pigeon. Check it, no airtime, check it. Check it. your pigeon. You let in your pigeon, and he sends that thing off, right? Comes back like 3 days later. Your pigeon's like half dead now. You're like, bro, where did you send this thing? No, I sent it to Cape Town. But I use all my airtime, man! You're making long distance calls here! Men probably had the same arguments with their wives that they have today. You know, the guy sitting there with his pigeon messaging. His wife's like, I want to see who you're always messaging on that thing. I want to see. I want to see who you're messaging on that pigeon. You're always messaging on that pigeon. I want to know who you're messaging. Like, I don't check your pigeon. Why don't you check my pigeon? I don't check your pigeon. It's my privacy. No, you obviously got something to hide. You obviously got something to hide. I want to see who you're messaging on that pigeon. Why is it always locked up in the cage? Why is it? Because your woman will check your phone. If you're in a relationship, your woman, who's together here? You with the Jew. And you with the Jew. The Jew is with the bald guy, unemployed guy. Does she check your phone? Be honest. Don't be honest. Don't think about the consequences of answering this question when you're driving home. Oh, he's a clever little this one. Because they will check your phone. Huh? Women will check your phone. They want to check, guys, you know what I'm talking about. They'll check your phone. They want to know what's going on. I'll tell you why. Because of the guy, you're sitting there on the phone all the time like an idiot, just messaging and playing with that phone and you're smiling and shit, you know. You could be playing Candy Crush or some shit, but she doesn't know that. She's seeing you happy and smiling and she's wondering which bitch is making him smile. I want to choke that bitch. And then if you got nothing to hide, you give your phone and you check my phone, check. That's how we do. Check the phone. She'll look, everything's a smoke. She becomes detective now. Everything's a smoking gun. Because she's suspicious now. She's suspicious of you because you gave up your phone for inspection too easily. You never ran around the house, you never locked the bathroom, you never threw it out the window, now everything's a smoking gun. She's seeing one message. Who's this? Who's this saying hello to you? Who's this? And you're like, that's just Candace from work. She gets like, what the? Work finishes at 5 o'clock. You tell Candace that bitch to get her own man. If you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be on Facebook. Get off Facebook. Get off your Facebook today. I don't care. In a relationship, you man, don't. Too much trouble. More trouble than what it is good. Get off Facebook if you're not in a relationship. Because everything is happening there. You don't even know what's happening there. You're at work, working hard, paying your bills, looking after your kids, being a good man. Some bitch wrote on your wall. Some bitch from Phoenix poked you. You didn't even know why you got poked, when you got poked. You confused, you come home, your woman is crying. And so, women always carry on like they solved the case, you know? They won't like ask you, they'll be like, how long have you been having an affair? Affair is always the hardest word for women to say, how long have you been having an affair? Like what you mean? Like you're confused now because you don't know what happened on Facebook. You're having an affair with Candace on Facebook. So what made you think I'm having an affair with Candace from Facebook? She liked your status. The biggest reason I'm single, Auntie, I'll tell you why. Because I think I'm useless where it matters. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm useless because I always mess up in the bedroom. I think I'm just shit at it. Asked my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, asked her, what position would you like? She said legs over shoulders. She ended up with a blue eye. I didn't know she meant her legs over my shoulders. Get confused sometimes. Get confused. But I'm a man of simple taste. I don't like to be interfered with, you know? I like my own space. Like when I'm at a robot, a traffic light, I don't like to be interfered with. You know, there's too many things going on at the robots, you know? People want to talk to you, have conversations. The other day a guy was pointing at me at the traffic light, right? I think he thought he was like a psychic or something. He's like, bro, I think you got a flat, eh? I think you got a flat. I'm like, actually it's a townhouse, but thank you. A beggar came and knocked on my window. He's like, I haven't eaten in 2 days. I said, you know what? That's terrible. Crash diets don't work. Try banting. I don't like to be interfered with. People interfere with you. I was coming out of the pavilion car park the other day. Yeah? I was coming out, the guy shouted, hey, bro, are you coming out? I'm like, shh, I haven't told my parents yet. Have you noticed how beggars outnumber us in Durban these days? Beggars outnumber us in Durban. Beggars, there are just everywhere. I cannot handle beggars, seriously. But people always shout the same thing at beggars. Oh, get a job, you fucking helper. Get a job. Get a job. What you don't realize, that actually is his job. These are professional actors. Huh? Wheelchairs, crutches, babies, those are all just props. They're amazingly talented. There's this beggar in my area. This guy's like from the X-Men or something. One day, you don't have an arm, the next day the fucking arm grew back. I love the camaraderie between beggars. I love that, beggars work together. Like in my area, there's 2 beggars that work together. One day, he's pushing her in the wheelchair, the next day, she's pushing him in the wheelchair. But beggars now, they're getting choosy. They're getting choosy now. They're discussing these things. You can't just give a beggar anything you want, 50 cents, 1 rand. Hey, 2 rand minimum. Have you noticed that in Durban? The price went up in Durban. You need to know this. 2 rand minimum you got to pay the beggar. Huh? It's like all the beggars and hobos got together in Durban and discussed the new price change. They had a hobos and beggars convention. They had a hopcon convention in Albert Park, and they had to discuss it. Listen guys, first thing on the agenda this year, right? First thing, right? Signage, guys. Listen, signage, right? Guys, please stop using big words on your signs like unemployed. We don't want them to know you went private school. Use small words like no job. Second thing, stop fucking lying on your boards, right? Johnny boy, how old you are? How old you are? 6 years old, right? How you got 6 lighties? How? Next thing, wardrobe, guys. If you insist on wearing champals to work, make sure your toes stick at least 2 inches over the front. Last thing, new prices came into effect, right? This is how it works, right? Old shape Corolla and under, 2 rand. New shape Corolla and over, 5 rand. If you see a Muslim and it's not Friday, don't waste your time to waste the fucking robot. Guys doing okay, Archer? I hate car guards. Absolutely hate car guards. I tell you, hate car guards. And when did we decide as South Africans that we are going to allow those who don't have matric or a driver's license to teach us how to park? When did we make that decision? Because nobody invited me when they were discussing this. Now I got to give every fucking goofed from here to Glenwood 2 rand. I got to pay like 5 hours just to get out this gate now. But sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I don't pay. Sometimes I make up my mind I'm not paying this mother. I'm sitting in a restaurant plotting how I'm going to steal my own car. My woman is talking to me, I can't hear I'm just thinking. So I come out of the restaurant, right? And I start sneaking around the car park. I'm so sneaky, right? So dodgy looking. Even the car thieves are like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? Then I check out that old nut here, right? Then I go and I start breaking into my own car. Right? But then there's something called the ghost car guard. Have you ever heard the ghost car guard? You know what a ghost car guard is? When you park the car, there was no car guard. When it was time to leave, there was a car guard. You hear that voice? Ooh, I watch your calendar. Like, ah! Oh, jumps out from behind a tree. So I'm stealing my own car here, right? I'm like, But what we don't know is that even though the car guards are asleep, car guards smoke a particular kind of dacha that makes them immune to everything around them except the sound of dangling keys. So that's how he has the keys, he comes and I'm like, I'm so under pressure stealing my car, right? I don't even realize it's a house key. I'm like, Eventually I smash the window, open the door, get off, hot wire the car. And I'm running behind me, Lanny! And I'm looking in the back, but I got you, yeah! Then I hear the voice, ooh, I want your car, Lanny. That's crazy. It's crazy what's happening out in Durban here, man. It's crazy. Just, it's almost time to bring on Mark, man. Guys having fun? You guys having fun tonight? We must have fun. It's difficult times, we can only laugh. We've got to laugh in difficult times, you know. What can we do? We've got to laugh, you know. But it's not only us that's battling, you know. Not only us that's battling. Everybody's having a hard time. I was reading in Hollywood they're having a hard time. Hollywood! I read the new James Bond movie. They're spending $100 million less on the new James Bond movie than they did on the previous one. $100 million! Very soon you're going to check James Bond on a budget. I'm talking about a puzzler James Bond. Imagine that. No more Aston Martins and Ferraris and all that. James Bond movie in a Kia Picanto. The Poloni of cars. None of those sexy Bond girls from Venezuela and Ukraine, you know, Mr. Bond, you know, supermodels, Mr. World and shit. They're going to be casting in the Cape Flats. They're going to give her dialogue to learn. She's like, when the scene goes, she's like, okay, action. We're like, hey, James, are we gonna 9 or what? James Bond's not gonna be able to afford his favorite drink. Budget James Bond's gonna walk into a bar like, Mr. Bond, can we get your usual vodka martini, shaken, not stirred? He'll be like, let me see the price list.